Hello there! Today I am going to talk to you about how to write a winter crime scene. And so, in recognition of how valuable your time is, I'm going to get right to it, because we don't want to waste time at all, do we? Starting with number 1. Start with Winter as a character. Kind of weird, you may think, but, well, here's what I'm thinking, is you don't want to treat Winter as just simply a backdrop that is cold and everything. You can have Winter fight back. Snow can muffle the sound or hide footprints when it covers up the villain's tracks. Ice turns running from danger into an Olympic sport, as you can have your characters sliding all over the place as they try and escape the villain, or maybe the villain is chasing his prey. And you can maybe throw in an injury or two there when they fall and hit their head or whack their elbows or anything like that on the ice. Just as with real people, the cold will make the characters slower, clumsy, and more desperate than they otherwise would have been. A storm can isolate a town, delay police response, and trap your characters together. And one of them might be the villain. Maybe, because that's been done so many times, but put a new twist on it if you like. In the end, you must ask yourself, would this scene or story be the same if it was set in summertime, or the fall or spring, or any other time other than winter? Number 2, use sensory details that hurt. Remember that winter is a physical challenge, and sensory writing will make your scenes more visceral. So make your readers feel it by having air so cold it burns their lungs, kind of like freezer burn on meat or something like that, while the character grasps for breath. Your character's fingers could be numb while fumbling with a phone or a weapon. Have this make them dial the wrong number or drop the weapon right when they needed it the most. Snow. Have snow and wind stinging their faces. Maybe they were crying and their tears are now frozen to their face and they can cry no more. Their breath cloud hangs in the dark like smoke, and this gives away their position to the villain, or the villain's position away to the cops. Number 3, weather that changes evidence. Winter will affect crime scenes, as would any other weather, but maybe even more so with winter, that you might overlook. This will give you great opportunities to create misdirection and create forensic complications. You can make this happen with snowfall that buried footprints and shell casings, or whatever weapon your criminal used. Ice can potentially distort blood spatter. Cold slows decomposition. This will change the time of death estimates, and maybe they might get it wrong. Water time. The victim could have frostbite, which will tell the investigators how long the victim was exposed after they were dumped. You may have your car engine struggle. This will provide realistic delays or false alibis. Number 4, using visibility as a tool for tension. Winter will limit what your characters can see, especially during bad weather, and just as important, or maybe even more so, what they think they can see. Because the reduced visibility can ramp up suspense, justifies close calls and misunderstandings and stealth. To show this, you do this. Have heavy snowfall, and someone is startled when the villain appears right in front of them, or it could be a red herring suspect or something along those lines, or anything you want. Hey, maybe they're foggy breath, or foggy breath from someone else, and they know they're being followed, but they can't get home in time. Early darkness, and the criminals that work in dark can come out to play earlier. Headlights reflecting off blowing snow, and the driver is blinded and doesn't see the kid until it's too late. This could be a celebrity who tries to cover up the accident using their money to do so. You might also have streetlights haloed by the ice crystals, making the lighting worse than it would have been. This could make it easier for the villain to sneak up on a victim and sneak around and do their bad deeds. Number 5, clothing creates vulnerabilities. Winter clothing can affect mobility, speed, and concealment. You show this by a dropped glove is now evidence, but misdirect the reader by not having it be the villain's, have it be a red herring suspect's glove, and they arrest that person wrongfully. Thick gloves can make it hard to pull the trigger if your character doesn't have weapons training and tactical winter gloves that police and military would have. And I did search that, they do have that. Heavy layered clothing will blunt the impact of a blow and maybe affect how deep a sharp force weapon will penetrate. Heavy coats will restrict movement and, well, things like that. And clothing can leave behind fibers which will give forensic clues. Hats and scarves can hide faces from security cameras, complicating your police officer's job. Number 6, you can use winter to shape motive. Winter can often change behavior and can use that to their advantage, because a winter crime isn't just something that happens in winter, it is a crime that is shaped by winter, possibly. As in it you might not have happened at any other time of year. So for this, you can do this. Your character could be under financial stress due to the holidays, and the children are begging for a certain gift and they just can't afford it. So what do? They could have seasonal depression. That is common. If someone's caught outside, they will be desperate for shelter and warmth and may resort to crime to get it. A character could have a hazardous job due to snow and ice, and they use this to cover up their crime, or it's used against them to cover up what happens to them. You could also have someone stranded, isolated, and trapped, and they're begging for help from someone. They just can't get to anyone to hear them. Number 7, create cinematic imagery. Winter can give you gorgeous but chilling visuals. Use one or two of the following to anchor your reader into the scene. Police lights, glowing red and blue across the snow. A single trail of bloody footprints leading to the edge of a lake and up to the edge of a hole in the water. Did they drown or did they put on scuba gear? A frozen body stuck to the ice with snow blowing over it. Will they find the person before the snow melts? Steam rises from the sewer gates. And a weapon now concealed under a layer of snow. And maybe affect fingerprints or other evidence. Number 8, you can use sound or lack of it. Sound can reveal danger or hide it because winter can be eerily silent or brutally loud. For this you can do. Snow muffles the sound of approaching danger as the villain steps closer to them. They unwittingly run out onto a frozen lake, and now the ice starts cracking. The wind shrieks between buildings, masking someone's scream for help. Boots crunch, crunch in the snow, and they cannot find a place to hide. The tree branches creak under the weight of the ice. Number 9, let winter force decisions. Winter will corner your characters, and you can use that pressure to your advantage by making your characters act more recklessly. Here are some suggestions. It is so cold that the cop can't wait outside for backup. A wounded suspect risks freezing to death if they try and escape. A car chase becomes deadly on icy roads. Someone must choose between hypothermia and confronting a criminal who's indoors, and this criminal is twice their size and can bench press them with one hand. Assuming that's possible, really big guy and a really small person being bench pressed, obviously. But number 10, end with emotional impact. Winter crime scenes may feel harsh, lonely, and unforgiving, but emotion is what the reader will remember. Make it a great one. Bye. Investigators brush snow off a victim. The cold amplifies grief and shock of a witness. Maybe there's a sense that nature also mourns and condemns simultaneously. So there you have it. My 10 tips on how to write a winter crime scene. I hope you liked the video and that it helps you with your writing. Have a great day and have a great week. I will see you in 7 days. So long, everyone.